Hi and welcome. Today we're gonna talk about our jaw. The jaw is one of the most expressive and protective parts of the human body. It is where voice, where power and control all meet each other, and where suppression often hides behind it. The jaw is our gateway between what we feel inside and what we express to our world. It is the hinge of our communication, the bridge between our thought and our voice. It carries out our words, our boundaries, our unspoken emotions, and at times it holds everything we could never say. In somatic mapping, the jaw represents one of the most delicate balances of the emotional body, the tension between our expression and our suppression, between our control and between our release, and between our voice and between silence. The jaw connects to our primal instinct for control. When we feel unsafe to speak, to express, or to show emotion, the jaw tightens in a way to protect us. It says, hold it in, don't show weakness, or don't say what might cause trouble. Over time, this protection becomes a pattern, and the jaw learns to hold back what the soul was meant to express. Anatomically, it is one of the strongest muscles in the human body, but emotionally, it is one of the most fragile. Because behind that strength, there's often an unspoken history of restraint, of biting back words, of silencing emotion or words to stay safe, loved, or accepted. The jaw symbolizes three universal lessons, each one tied to how we express, protect, and embody our truth. The first one is our speech, our expression and suppression, our voice of truth. The jaw governs the channel of speech. It's the gateway through which emotions turn into our sound, the truth turns into our voice, and the unseen becomes visible. When this gateway is open and balanced, we express with clarity and authenticity, not to control, but to connect with each other. When this is blocked, we suppress, we swallow, we silence ourselves to maintain peace or safety. You can often feel this in the body, in a tight jaw before a confrontation, a clenched bite when you're holding back your emotion or your words, a locked mouth when words feel dangerous. It's the body saying, if I speak, something might break. But when we begin to soften this area, expression becomes not just verbal, it becomes our emotional release. The jaw reminds us that freeing your voice is not rebellion, it is restoration. Second, we have our control and power, holding it all together. The jaw is deeply linked with our sense of control, both physical and emotional. It's where we hold our determination, our strength, our survival instinct. We grit our teeth to push through, to hold on, or to stay composed. When life feels overwhelming, when emotion threatens to spill out, the jaw becomes the lock that keeps everything contained. It's the body's last line of defense, saying, I can't fall apart. That's why so many people clench unconsciously during stress or during the sleep. This area often reflects on how we manage the power. Do we hold it in? Do we try to control everything around us? Or can we just soften, trust, and let life just move through us? Third, we have self-assertion, the boundaries, or the voice that can say no. The jaw and the mouth are also where boundaries live, especially our right to say no or to express disagreement without fear. For many people, the inability to say no begins here, in the clenched jaw that learned silence was safer than truth. Every time we suppress or no, the body remembers it. It builds the pressure in the muscles of the face and the jaw, in the tongue and the throat. And when we bring awareness here, we're not just relaxing those muscles, we're reclaiming our right to speak, to set our limits, and to exist. We begin to restore the natural rhythm between saying yes and saying no, between our expression and all the rest. When the jaw is blocked, its symbolic roles like speaking, expressing, releasing, and setting boundaries all become restricted. We are often not just dealing with muscle tension, we are meeting a lifetime of held expression, unspoken truths, and emotional control. This area of the jaw becomes the armor of our identity. What we show, what we hide, and what we swallow, and what we are afraid might come out if we let go. We often see hyper-awareness show up first. The person becomes hyper-aware of keeping composure, holding everything together, never showing the cracks. The jaw mirrors this by clenching, by bracing, by holding, and sometimes even by locking. This can be subtle, holding the jaw slightly tight throughout the day, clenching at night, or keeping a neutral facial expression even when strong emotion is present. There is suppression, the suppression of expression or your emotion. It's the habit of swallowing what wants to be said. Unspoken anger, withheld truth, or grief that had no place to go. These emotions become stored energy, pressing up against the jaw like words trapped behind a locked door. You can often feel this in a lump in the throat, a tightness that rises when emotions surface, but it is quickly held back. The body remembers every time the voice was silenced. Every moment of don't say that, don't cry, keep quiet, the jaw clenches. We also see perfectionism and composed. The jaw is often where we hold the pressure to stay composed, to look fine, to sound fine, to be fine. Even subtle clenching can come from perfectionism. The inner drive to control how we appear, to keep our voice stable, our face calm, our emotion in check. The body carries this as microtension, small continuously holding patterns that make relaxation feel almost impossible. It's not vanity, it's protection. The need to hold the face, literally and symbolically. Unspoken truth. The boundary violation. When the jaw is blocked, it can also represent moments when we didn't speak up, when something felt wrong, but silenced felt safer at the time. Over time, these moments build a deep internal pressure because the body is still holding the truth that never had a voice. The person may feel heavy in the mouth, dull in expression, or find themselves grinding their teeth as if trying to release that unspoken energy. Healing begins not by forcing the jaw to relax, but by creating safety around expression, by letting the body know that it's safe to speak, to release, and to be heard. So in this exploration, we won't try to fix the jaw. We will listen to it. We'll explore its movements gently and with awareness, not to stretch, but to understand it and to feel it. Before we go deeper into the emotional meaning of what the jaw stores, let's first begin with opening our awareness to the jaw. As we move into awareness here, remember, go slowly. This part of the body holds deep emotion. Don't force, don't stretch too far, just meet your jaw with curiosity. So as we move, breathe and notice, allow anything that arises, shaking, sound, emotion, yawns, even tears, to come and go naturally. That's the body way of releasing. Now gently bring your awareness to your jawline, the space where your lower face meets your head. Feel where your upper and your lower teeth meet, the hinge where movement in the jaw begins. You can softly open and close the mouth a few times just to feel where that movement happens. Notice, does it feel tight, smooth, heavy, or shaky? Is the movement symmetrical, or does one side feel different? There's no right or wrong, just sensation. Feel the weight of your lower jaw, the heaviness, the texture, the subtle pressure. The jaw tightens from restraint. It's the bridge between what you feel and what you allow to be spoken. Here we see the effort to stay composed, to not say what you truly feel. Beneath that restraint lies the fear of your truth, the fear of consequences, the fear of what might happen if you express yourself fully, if you speak your truth or emotion without any filter. And deep within this area lives the conflict between holding back and letting go. A constant inner dialogue between control and surrender. The body wants to speak, to sigh, to release, but the mind holds the tension, trying to keep everything together. It's the muscle of restraint, but also the portal of freedom. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, let your mouth gently open and give a sigh. Feel what happens in the jaw when you let go just a little. Now bring your attention to your left jaw. You can slightly shift your lower jaw to the right, just enough to feel the stretch and pull along the side, and hold it there. Feel the muscle under your ear along your cheek and down towards the chin. You can lightly massage with your fingertips if you wish. Notice if this side feels softer or more guarded. It holds your emotional truth, your inner voice, and your boundaries, especially the moments when those boundaries were crossed or when your voice wasn't welcomed. All the things you wanted to say but couldn't. Sometimes clenching or tightness here mirrors the phrase biting your tongue or swallowing your feelings. This side of the jaw speaks of emotional safety, of the need to be heard and the fear that if you speak, something will be lost, like love, acceptance, or the peace. So instead, the jaw holds it all, the words, the tremors, the truth. Now take a slow inhale again, feeling into that place and imagine softening it from within. And come back again to the center. Now shift to your right jaw, gently letting your lower jaw slide to the left. The right side is the active, outward and expressive side of the jaw. While the left side holds the inner world, the right side expresses it in the outer world. It's where action, assertion, and communication take form. Here lives the impulse to speak up, to stand tall in your truth, and to say no when something isn't right. When this area tightens, the body may be saying, I wanted to speak up, but I didn't. I needed to set a boundary, but I froze. I didn't feel safe to be strong. The right jaw is the messenger of your will, the bridge between your truth and your action. It's the part of you that wants to say what you need, to claim your space, and be heard without an apology. When there's tension or pain here, it often reflects suppression of the expression. The times you held back your truth to stay in control, to avoid conflict, or to keep harmony. Over time, that restraint hardens into the muscles, as silent armors that say, I can handle it alone. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine the right jaw softening, the muscles letting go of their grip. And notice if one side feels heavier than the other. That difference is your body's language.
Now bring your awareness to the front of the jaw, the chin and the space just below the lips, the place where your identity meets the world. You might lightly touch it with your fingertips, grounding your awareness there. The front of the jaw is the part we show the world. It represents identity, determination, and the will to move forward. When the front of the jaw is tight or slightly forward, it can signal inner resistance, trying to prove, to defend, to hold oneself against life. Allow the chin to soften slightly. Let the jaw hang open just enough for the tongue to rest naturally. Feel how much effort it takes to hold and how much relief comes when you let go. Let your chin rest like this and remember to breathe. Feel what happens when you let go of the posture of I'm fine. Notice what emotion, what sensation, and what breath wants to emerge when you're not holding the mask anymore. The chin often carries our sense of dignity and identity. It's a part of us that say, "This is who I am." It holds the mask we wear when life asks us to appear strong, composed, or fine, even when we are not. We hold this part when we need to keep our face together, to not break, to not show weakness, to not let others see how deeply we feel. If there is tightness, it might carry the imprint of pride, of self-control. The effort to maintain an image, to stay in charge, and to hold form when the heart wanted to melt. This is the jaw of composure, of holding face, of being okay when we're not. Let the front of the jaw, the face you show the world, soften back into its original place, into the dignity that doesn't need perfection to be whole. And take a deep breath in and out. Now gently bring your attention to your teeth, the space where upper and lower meet. Notice if they are touching, pressing, or resting apart. And without judgment, just observe. You can gently open your mouth a little and let the jaw hang heavy, feeling gravity create space between the teeth. This is the place where frustration, anger, and resistance often live quietly. Teeth grinding or clenching is the body's way of saying, "I cannot express it, but I can endure it." It's the soundless scream, the fight held behind closed lips. It reflects the inner struggle of resisting powerlessness, of trying to manage emotion when direct expression felt unsafe. When the teeth grind, often at night, when consciousness rests, the body finally processes what the mind couldn't during the day. The nervous system releases, but silently, unconsciously. This is the body's way of completing the loop, trying to digest unexpressed anger, grief, or frustration when it finally feels safe to do so. Bring your awareness now to your jaw again. Can you feel any urge to tighten, to hold, or to clench? Let the mouth open slightly wider and let the breath move slowly in and out. Let the energy that was once trapped in restraint start to move gently out through the breath. As you breathe out, imagine your teeth resting with peace. No need to fight, no need to resist, and no need to endure this all alone. Just presence, awareness, and the quiet permission to feel what was once held tight. Now gently place your fingertips just in front of your ears, where the jaw hinge. This small powerful joint can open and closes with every word, every bite, every unspoken truth. Move your jaw slightly open and closed and feel the motion under your fingertips. This is your TMG. As you breathe in, feel this joint soften slightly under your fingertips. With every exhale, imagine the hinge loosening, releasing its grip, trusting that expression no longer means danger. You might even allow small, slow movements, gentle circles of the jaw, the kind that stop bij as you breathe in. Feel the joint soften slightly under your fingertips. Dat mag je gewoon weglaten. This is the hinge between control and surrender, the balance point of expression and restraint. It's the place where we hold back words that once felt dangerous to say, where we tighten to stop ourselves from falling apart. When this joint becomes tense or painful, it often reflects a deep inner conflict. I want to express, but I must stay in control. I want to release, but I'm afraid of what might come out. The TMG is the gatekeeper of emotional regulation. It manages what we allow ourselves to feel and express. A subtle, constant negotiation. A subtle, constant negotiation. A subtle, constant negotiation between safety and truth. When the world has not felt safe to speak, to cry, to express anger or grief, the TMG becomes the silent guardian, tightening to protect us. But over time, this control exhausts the system. The hinge grows weary from holding so much unspoken feeling. Now slowly take a deep breath in and breathe out again. And feel that your TMG doesn't need to guard your voice anymore. Take a final deep breath in and let your jaw rest softly, your tongue heavy and your breath unforced. Feel how much space you've just created, not just in the muscles, but in your awareness itself. You have begun to reconnect with one of the most expressive yet most restrained parts of the body. It's where control and surrender meet, where truth meets fear, and where our inner voice meets the outer world. Notice how it feels now compared to when you began. The sensations, the openness, and the quiet beneath it all. This awareness alone is already healing, because before we can release anything, we first need to see it, feel it, and understand what it's been trying to protect. Remember, as you move through your day, you don't need to fix your jaw, just listen to it. Notice when it tightens, when it softens, when it wants to speak but doesn't. Awareness is the first movement towards release.
If you'd like to go deeper In the next video, we will explore the emotion the jaw holds, the core questions it asks us on a deeper level, and how to begin releasing these patterns through somatic movement and guided exercises. You've just opened the first layer of awareness. The next step is understanding what your body has been holding in, and with the somatic exercises to learn how to gently let it go. When you're ready, meet me in the next video. Bye.